been Barsanoed.
But I wanted to show you, let me hide this big bar up at the top of my screen. Hide floating point.
Don't forget to tell the story of how you were in front of a crowd.
So, guys,
what-
I know that you guys are watching this. I want you to just kind of pay attention if he shows you that well, because that's what he's talking about.
I'll do that next.
Yeah.
But the stock market, what I've learned, I mean, I'm telling you, when I turned on the crypto trader in 2021, after 21 years of just doing stocks, as soon as I turned on that crypto trader, I mean, I remember exactly, I was looking at the screen and I'm like, holy Toledo, oh my God, I'm done with stocks, man. I mean, stock prices move around like this. They just like waves. Crypto prices move, they jump around. Look at this. They jump up and they jump down. Look at all these straight lines up and down. This is gold to an auto trader, man. I mean, when a coin jumps up like this, anything you own below it, below that price, it just sells off profitably. I have people sometimes they'll call me and they'll say, Ed, I want to stop my auto trader from buying more because the prices are going so low. That's what we're seeing today, by the way. A lot of people are seeing the prices crashing. You think, oh man, if this crypto market, these price moves were in the stock market, they would be all over CNBC or MSNBC. They'd be talking about it's a major crash. This is major crash territory for the stock market. For the crypto market, it's routine. I love it. I mean, this auto trader, after all those years of doing development for the stock market, it turned out the crypto market was groomed for this auto trader. I mean, look at this. I mean, when you buy something down here and the price goes straight up, that's just pure, just easy, the easiest money you could ever ask for. And the auto trader just sells off anything. So when people tell me I'm going to stop my auto trader from buying because the market's going so low, and I'm like, no, the biggest money you're going to make is what you bought at the bottom. That's what you want to buy. You can't, man, you can't own enough shares, especially in this market right now. I say you can't own enough shares, man. I laugh. I mean, I woke up this morning, turned on my auto trader. I took a quick look here. I saw these numbers here, down 10%, down 7%. I mean, I saw another one. Wasn't one of these down 15% earlier? I don't even know. It's a joke to me. It's like, fine, you want to go down there, I'll go down there with you. But now what are you going to do, market? Are you never, now you're stuck down there. What can you do? I mean, I got them by the you-know-whats. I've just literally got them trapped. But here's the premise of the trader. If you understand the trader, if you understand this, then you'll realize it's money for life. Okay? It's literally, you will realize that it is money for life. So I was presenting about a year and a half ago to this audience. I was actually teaching an AI class in, I think, Raleigh, North Carolina. 80 programmers sitting in this room. Pretty smart guys, too. I think there was one woman. I don't know why that is. You know, why there was only one woman. But anyways, it was, I mean, so anyways, and I said, I saw a whiteboard, and I'm like a magnet when, you know, a lot of you are the same way. When you see a whiteboard, you got to go up and start doing stuff, right? You know, I can't let this whiteboard go left alone. So I just thought, I'm curious to see where their heads are at. I'm just curious. These people are going to create I'm teaching them how to program AI, but I want to just see where their head. I just want to see what they say about this. So I drew a picture of this bucket in a well, and I said, if the bucket goes all the way down and gets the water, and then goes all the way back up and dumps it out, and then goes down and repeats that and goes all the way down and gets the water and goes all the way back up and dumps it out. It can't go halfway down and then go up. It'll have an empty bucket when it goes back up. It's got to go all the way to the bottom, all the way back to the top, and dump it out. I said, how much water can it pump out? I said, this isn't a trick question, because you know, a lot of people, they were starting to, feeling like I was giving them a trick question. I'm like, it's not a trick question. It's just a simple question. How much water will it pump in a lifetime? And of course, they're engineers. They started coming up with, well, how big's the bucket and how much water's in the water basin and all that. I said, hey, unlimited water and the bucket's amply big. It's going to pump forever. How much water can it pump? And then people started throwing numbers out, which I thought was way cool. 1,000,000 gallons, 1,000,000,000 gallons, 1,000,000,000,000 gallons. I heard all that. Nobody questioned it. And I'm like, oh, cool, nice. I said, well, how about if it's the crypto market and it doesn't have to go all the way down and it doesn't have to go all the way up? All it's got to do is wiggle forever, wiggle. So let's take a look and see what this looks like. It buys and then it goes up and it sells. And it buys and it sells. And it just keeps doing this forever. It's just free money for life. Hold on to that loser up there that you call a loser. I don't call it a loser, but it's underwater right now. But the action is down here. Wherever the action is, that's where we're going. So it doesn't even matter that I'm holding on to a couple of these losers. I'm going to keep pumping money forever. How much money can it pump in a lifetime? That's when I heard the whole room went silent. And I'm just waiting. I said, how much, come on, guys, how much money can it pump in a lifetime? And then if it jumps up like that, it's going to sell all that inventory you were holding because it jumped all the way. You got a 20% jump up and it sold all the inventory that you were holding off, profitable also. So I said, how much money can it pump? And then finally one guy spoke up and he goes, there's no way that could be real. I love it. I love it. It was just vintage, man. I just thought it was. It's like, how do you, now this is the thing, and this is where you hear the things where you hear people say, if it sounds too good to be true, then it is. You gotta lose that stuff. These crazy cliches that we've been hearing our whole life, they're just wrong. They're wrong. Just because this, I know this sounds too good to be true, but it is true. That's reality. It's just numbers going up and down. As long, and remember this, mathematically, for some of you mathematicians out there, the worst that can happen on any coin is that it goes straight down, because if it keeps wiggling, you're just going to keep taking a lot of money. But if it just goes straight down and the coin goes out of business, all right, that's minus 100%. Go ahead, do your formula. Minus 100%. But as long as that coin stays in business, it's going to keep pumping. It could pump 10,000% in profits. You're like the tax man. You didn't even have to build the toll booth. You just literally, each coin, you just put multiple toll booths out. The car can't even drive to its garage without when the garage door opens, there's a toll booth in there waiting saying, pay me. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm ruthless. It almost sounds illegal. And I do feel, even though I've been doing this so long, it just feels like, man, are they really going to let me keep releasing this to the public? And I've been doing it 25 years. So, it's like, it's just free money for life. I don't know what to say. It blows my mind. But I know I'm not violating any laws. I didn't invent commerce. I didn't invent this stuff. I mean, everybody knows if you're running a grocery store, you buy something at one price and you sell it at a higher price. That's how all of commerce works. I didn't invent that. And all I did is we're doing the same exact thing. I'm running a 7-Eleven without the bricks and mortar. I don't have to have a building. I don't have to stock shelves. I don't have to hire employees. And they're just each symbol, I just treat I think of each symbol as if it's a product, like vapes or Monster drinks or potato chips. It's just once you attach to it, for the rest of your life, it's going to keep pumping money. And don't worry about how, the only manipulation that the whales or all the people, whoever's driving these prices lower, and they're doing it on purpose, I can tell you what they're doing, and I've been watching it for years. We saw them do it in the 2000 market crash. We saw them do it in the 2008 market crash when they pushed the bank stocks down to $1, and then they rocketed those prices up to 50. What happened when they pushed the bank stocks down to $1? Millions of people dumped their bank stocks, which is mind-boggling. Do you really think Bank of America was going to go out of business? And then they rocketed those prices up to 50, and they made a fortune, and they left all the little people, the regular people who don't know what they're looking at, they left them out in the cold, you know? Go back to your jobs, as Edward would say, job, just over broke.
Yep.
Isn't that what you called it?
That's
But
it.
I made another note here, market manipulation, and that's the thing. There's a lot of that going on. Like, why is the market going lower and lower and lower? Well, think about it. In March 8th, I believe it was March 8th, they did a crypto summit at the White House. Okay? And that's where 25 multimillionaire crypto people were in the room with Trump. And they actually said it, the exact words were, we are going to remove all regulations holding this crypto market down. Okay? As soon as they said that, that's good news for the crypto market. How come for the next, 7 months, 8 months, the market's gone straight down? Why? What's causing that? Why are we going straight down instead of up? I know. Do you think that all the members on the House and the Senate, see, they don't even have time to do a decent vote to open up the government. They don't have time to be looking at the government right now. Forget the government. They just have, they're too busy buying more crypto. They're loading up like crazy at these ridiculous prices because they already know there's nothing wrong with the crypto market. These coins should be going to the moon. These little 1-cent coins should be going for $20 a share. They are loading up. They are doing what the Hunt brothers, some of you older folks again might remember when the Hunt brothers tried to corner the silver market, only they couldn't do it. There's too much silver out there, I think. But they are actually doing it with the crypto market. They're actually being successful because when they push the prices down, people are sitting on crypto. Most people are just sitting on a bundle of crypto. And when the price drops on that coin 70, 80, 90%, what do you think they're doing? Their family and their friends are telling them, get out, you're being made a fool of. Get rid of that, sell that, you're going to lose everything. And how many people got talked out of sitting on their Bitcoin 10 years ago? How about some people that were sitting on 50 Bitcoin or 100 Bitcoin and they dumped it all at real low prices before it rocketed to over $100,000 a coin? How many people got talked out of it when it was going down? Because it never went straight up. It did crazy moves. I mean, it even went from 60,000 to 30 last year. I think in February last year, it went to 30. And how many people dumped it at 30 and lost everything? And then it went back up. And then it went even from 60 all the way to 120. So it's working, actually. I'm watching it because I get the feedback from people. I see the emails that they send us support. And so many people say, you know, my coins are going lower. I'm worried and all that. And I'm like, these are, if you look at the companies you're trading, I mean, these coins are real companies. That's another thing. People have this delusion of they think that these companies aren't real. I mean, if we go to, let's look at the highest trade count report, the $1 million report. How do you pick
the $1 billion report?
He calls it, all right. First you used to call it $1 million report, then you saw the value of it.
Until I saw the value.
Well, before I even look at it, let's see. Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
You see this report? Somebody sent this to me.
Oh, you're kidding.
All right. All right, here's what happens. I used to talk about the 7-Eleven. I said, I never opened a 7-Eleven, but I'm thinking, but logically, if I was to buy a 7-Eleven or open a new 7-Eleven, and I'm a brand new person, a new owner of a 7-Eleven, doesn't it seem logical that I would have the building and the parking and all the regulations and the lighting and the shelves and the refrigerators and you got all your employees, the stockers, the cashier, you got all that, but at some point you're going to sit down with a distributor, right? Because I don't think I'm going to go to Big Gulp number 13 here and whoever makes that and deal with that company directly. I think I'm going to deal with the distributor that's going to deal with all this stuff and they're going to bring it all. And then I was only guessing, I was speculating. I never saw this report. I didn't even know the report really existed. But I said, logically, it seems like you'd be sitting down with the distributor. I used to always say this all the way up to last week. You guys heard me say it. That logically, you're going to sit down with the distributor and he's going to tell you the biggest moving items. What do you want? What products do I want to sell? Your coffee, all sizes, are at the top of the report, the biggest movers. Your monster drinks, remember I used to say monster drinks? Red Bull, bottled water, Gatorade, Slurpees, Coke, Pepsi. Where is vapes? Vapes, I would have thought vapes would be up here. But I used to say vapes would be up there. I don't know. There's your potato chips all the way down here on line 19. So somebody sent me this report a couple of days ago. He said, Ed, everything you're saying about this report, it really exists. And he sent this to me. And I said, so if I'm really trading if I'm going to open a 7-Eleven, I want to fill my shelves up and the refrigerators with the biggest moving stuff. I don't want the slow-moving junk at the bottom, the Band-Aids and the iodine. Nobody's buying that stuff. So, all the way down on line 856, so interesting, it's just junk. I want to trade fast-moving items. So let's go back to the report. This was my wife's computer. I bought it for her birthday once last year, or June, I think. Yeah, well, I know her birthday. It was July. And she said it was too heavy, this laptop. I'm like, yeah, but honey, this is an i9 processor. This thing flies, but it's heavy. So I took it. I bought her a new one. I bought her a lightweight one, a lighter one. Anyways. So here's the $1 billion report. We generated this report last year, and every month it comes out. This came out on October 1st, and it shows the symbols, the coins that move the most, like previous year's closed trades, 1,239 trades. That's closed profitable trades. We don't ever sell at a loss. So those are 1,239 profitable trades. Now, we know it's at least 3% moves, but a coin can jump 30% or 50% up. So we're just counting trades. We're not looking at money. The money would be, really good if you're getting that many trades. SPA's number 2. Number 1 and number 2. These two coins have been flying. They've been at number 1 and 2 for 6 months, I think. These two, number 1 and number 2, they've been just battling it out for the top spot. They take turns switching. But if you go down, you notice 1,239, 1,174 trades. Let's go down and look at the junk at the bottom. Do I really want a coin that's going to give me 16 trades in a year? 17 trades in a year? 2 trades in a year? Well, you can't trade USDG, and that's the euro dollar. I'm not sure about those two at the bottom, but but here, 2 trades, 5 trades. I don't want to trade that stuff. I don't want to fill my shelves up with that junk. Okay. So, or even this one here, 246 trades in a year. I mean, a lot of people have been accumulating. Their idea of dollar cost averaging, or for the last few years, they've been every month they just keep throwing more money into these coins, and they're not good for trading. They don't wiggle enough, And I want to trade stuff. I want to trade. If I'm running a 7-Eleven, I want to trade stuff that turns inventory, and I'm not worried about I don't worry about, do I like the product? See, people overthink that. That's another big one. I mean, if I go back to that other report, I saw other things on there that I don't like. Lots of products in a 7-Eleven I would not buy. I don't like them. I wouldn't buy them. But if I own the 7-Eleven, I will sell them because millions of other people do like those products. So I'm not worried about what the company does. But some people say, well, I want to at least, first off, you can click on the coin the symbol name, and it'll take you right to their website. So I made it easy there when I generated the report. So you can actually go to the website of each company and see what they do. What do they produce? You know, what is that product that they produce? You know, and then utility. Utility says it's a real company with a real product. They really make profits. As opposed to meme coins, which are just, I don't know. Simon, what's a meme coin?
Made up.
All right.
Well, it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke till it's not a joke no more. Go Shiba Inu. Shib.
Yeah, there you go. You're right. Some of them are not a joke anymore. Right.
Right.
Sheep is a good example of that, you
Hey,
know,
Ed?
and
Ed,
mhm.
can you do me a favor? Since we're on the $1 billion report, there are just 2 or 3 quick questions regarding the $1 billion report. Let's attack those right now so that it makes sense to people that were asking it. And I think it'll help everybody else too. So Marco is asking, hi, Ed, pleased to meet you. Is there a periodic period where you should reassess the coins the system selected for you, say every 6 months to a year?
No,
Okay.
because there's value in a well-seasoned auto trader.
Mhm.
When you first start, you're looking for the fast movers, the ones that are going to give me a lot of inventory, or the ones that are going to turn a lot of inventory. I mean, you can go all the way down here. I mean, even 763 trades in a year is a lot better than 15 trades in a year. Okay, so in the beginning, you want coins that move a lot, but then a well-seasoned auto trader, there's a lot of value in the fact that you own a lot of inventory.
Right.
You got that coin really trapped, you know, and I've cleaned up on these coins. ACH Alchemy Pay is a perfect example. If I go back to my trader, let's just go back and look at this trader. This trader here, Alchemy Pay, ACH. When I first started, let's just give you a little history. 4 years ago, I had to pick coins, but I didn't know anything about the crypto market. What did I know about the crypto market? I knew I automated it. I knew the money management was really what I needed, but which coin should I trade? At that time, the highest trade count report didn't exist, and it was only like 35 coins that Coinbase even offered that we could trade. So I went and researched them. I used to joke and say I did a deep research. I didn't do a deep research. I went and Googled those coins, you know, and to see what they do. And Alchemy Pay, ACH, I said, oh, well, that coin's like Apple Pay worldwide. And they were going for 12 cents a share. Now they're going for 1 cent. Okay? But they didn't just jump from 12 cents to 1 cent, by the way. I mean, they went all the way down to 2 cents and then went all the way back up to 6 cents and then came back down again multiple times. So even if I look at Alchemy Pay, if I go and look at history here, let's just look. I'm going to just go back to January 30, 26.
While you're looking for that, Doreen says the high trade count or the $1 billion report should be renamed the Wiggle Report.
I like that. I love it. It's all about the wiggles, folks, because it doesn't matter.
It's all about the wiggles. That's all the market is. That's
Yeah.
all I care about. I'm here to turn inventory. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
I don't smoke vapes, but if I'm running a 7-Eleven, I'm going to sell vapes. It is what it is, man. Millions of people buy them. You know, I'm here to turn inventory. But here on January 26th, ACH it went from 2.1 cents. You see that? And in a few days, 5 days, you could see all the buying and selling that it was doing. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, talk about free money. I mean, I took 2,200 on that one, 2,000 on that one, 1,700 there, 1,200 there. You know, and it was just free money. And over the next 5 days, it went all the way up to 5.6 cents. Here it is right here, 5.6 cents.
Wow.
And the beauty is, while it was going up, you see what we were doing? We were opening more.
Yep.
We were
New
opening
position.
more. There's an open, there's another open. while it was trending higher, we were actually adding to the winner, and then it goes higher, and we were selling that one off too. So we're just constantly we got the market coming and going. Even the exchange doesn't know what's going on. They just see orders coming at them because we don't touch your money. We don't touch your coins. That's all sitting in Coinbase and Kraken. We just shoot orders at them. Buy this, sell this, buy this, sell this. They don't even know what we're doing. They don't realize that every one of those sells is profit. I remember, Attila, you said, it was so funny a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
You said you made all this profit. I think it was the other trader I had that took 900,000. I try not to show the real big accounts, because it discourages people. People think they need too much money. But that one had 953,000 of profit, and I said I didn't take that. And you're like, I mean, I threw him off. I threw Attila. I tricked Attila.
That's hard.
Because he said, what are you talking about? It says you took those total profits taken right there. And
Yeah.
I said, well, I didn't take that. And you're like, what are you talking about? And we're on the air, right? And I said, I took $28. I took $40, stuff like that. I took $52. I took $114. All this added up to that $900,000.
That's why people need to understand this is a lifetime trader.
You're
Okay.
just gonna keep taking profits
it just
forever.
give it a shot. Let it get seasoned for you. Let it buy all those positions for you.
Don't worry about
You're
it.
gonna be fine. Just let it do its work.
Edward, what do I call the market?
Insult to humanity, right? Hey, Ed, you just got
I
some.
like to see if he's actually listening to me sometimes.
Oh, we listen. Trust me. You say we listen. So you just got some feedback. So I think it's Alexandre, I believe. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing. Ed, I saw your big account on another video, and it actually gave me something to look forward to.
There you go.
And that account's down like $500,000, over the last few months. And I'm like, hey, I'm not worried about it. It went way up and then it pulled back some. And I'm like, hey, I'm okay with that. That's okay. I've got all that inventory. And now I've got the market trapped. So Alchemy Pay, that's the reason I picked that one. Remember, Elon Musk used to say, some of you might remember every time he came on TV, he'd say, you could buy a Tesla with your Dogecoin. And then Dogecoin would jump up 30%. And I've always, the minute he said that, I said, well, I could buy a Tesla with any coin, just sell the coin and buy the car, but for some reason, when he used to say it, it would push the coin up 30%. So I added it. The graph is gold. The graph, they wrote APIs, that's application program interface. They wrote software for blockchain. When every time a trade occurs, their software is called to verify the source and the destination of where you're transferring the coin to. If I'm selling a coin, somebody's buying it on the other end. That coin, they have an address. You don't want it to get hijacked along the way and go somewhere else. Okay? Their APIs get 2 billion hits a day. 2 billion with a B. I write APIs, I don't get 2 billion hits a day. But they get 2 billion hits a day. And look what they're at, 5 cents? Give me a joke. What a joke. I mean, that should be $50 a share.
Hey, Ed, do me a favor.
I'm telling you, the whales are loading up like crazy. And then, like Simon says, Shiba Inu. It's one of the most widely held coins out there. And just recently it added a 0. Because I started buying that coin when it was 6 zeros, then it all the way went down to 4 zeros, and now it just pulled back. And I'm like, that's fine with me. Go low as you want. I'm fine. And then I added Swift because of the highest trade count report. It was the #1 coin on the report just recently, not too long ago.
So since you're on here back again, let's go to where is that question on the
But you can see, while Attila's looking, you can see on the right-hand side of the report, you can see all the buys when there's no profits, and then those are opens, and then the closes are showing where there's profits. And you just It's just like a 7-Eleven. You stock the shelves and then you sell it all off. And it's just repeated for the rest of your life. Literally for the rest of your life. And the only tools the whales or those, I mean, look at all that free money, man. I don't know what to say. It's a joke. But all you, I'm trying to get that to go all the way up. What you have over here is your open positions up here. Your open positions column. This is your open inventory. Okay? That can only go, that literally goes, not only, it goes up and down with the price of a coin. And if I have a lot of inventory in a coin, when the coin price drops, it pushes, and I can't take enough profits off to compensate, for there's not enough wiggles, and it goes, say the coin drops 20% and I only took 10% in profits on the wiggles while it dropped 20%. That means the account value will drop 10%. Okay? So your account value goes down. Too many people look at the account value. If I could teach anybody anything right now, if you forget everything else I said, the one thing I would say is stop looking at your account value. It means nothing. Don't worry about it. In the long run, it means something later on. You're built right now. We're in the middle of a market, and you've all heard me for the last over a month. I'm saying we are going to see blood in the streets before this market takes off. We're going to see these coins drop hard to get the little guy out. Because if a big guy with billions of dollars wants to buy $1 million or $30 million worth of a coin, he's got to get a lot of little people out. He's got to get you to dump your shares. And he's actually successfully doing that. He's getting these people that have been sitting in these coins for 5 years, they're getting them to just dump those shares now. And they're selling them like crazy. And the whales are loading up at these insultingly low prices. Literally, I call them insultingly low. So the open positions can only go up and down as the price goes up and down, but the closed positions never goes down because we never sell at a loss. So this number just keeps going bigger and bigger and bigger. Like this 150,000 that I've already taken in profits, they can never take that back. I'm down 78,000 in open inventory, but they can never take this 150,000 back. I already took that. That's mine. That's cash that I took out of the market. And this one here, my open inventory is down 27,000, but I've already taken 62,000 in profits. They can never take those back. This number here, again, it just goes up and down. Do you see this right column here? Total, it's the difference between these two, the open and the closed.
Yep.
All these were all net positive a few months ago. Every one of them. These negatives right here are the result on the right hand side are the result of the last 3 months in the market where the market's being pushed down ridiculously low. Because every day there's nothing but good news in the crypto market. So there's no reason. It's like today. There's no reason for these coins to be down like this. And what happened on the 10th?
Yeah.
Let's go look at that. That was a beautiful day.
Oh, yeah. Everybody needs to see this. If you don't own the trader yet, pay attention here because this was the biggest downtrend.
Even if you do own the trader, you should be paying attention to this because this is very much different than what most of us in the crypto space are used to. We buy, we hold, we don't move. That is not this. What I talked about that's investing. I buy a thing, I hold on to it for 10, 20 years. Investing. Trading. I bought something for this price, boom, I sold it at a higher price. Let's do it again. Buy, sell, buy, sell. I am trading. Boop, 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 boop. Totally different.
Well, you can look at right here. If we even look at this, let's go back here. Let's just pick one of these, any one of them. That's March. Let's go back. Let's look at a weekly chart here and just take a look here. I want to go back.
I got TradingView open on mine.
Well, I've got it right. I mean, if I just go back to the 10th.
Almost. Keep
The
going.
19th, a little
Yeah.
more.
You got a date menu bar at the bottom of that chart.
Yeah,
And it shows you the
Yeah, I
dates.
do.
There
I
you
always
go.
do things the
there
hard
it is.
way, you
There
know?
it is.
That's all
There it
right.
is.
We
Always
still
do
love
things
you.
the hard way. So
You gotta
here,
drink more
October
smart water.
10th. October 10th, this coin dropped 30% straight down. I love it. What a beautiful drop. Because I mean, it just went straight down, and then we bought more at the bottom. And over the next few days, we took a 20% gain, and then a few 5% gains, and we just made it was just all free money. So we bought more down here and then sold it all off here. Now, what if that was the opposite? What if it would have gone up 30% on that day instead of down 30%? All that inventory you were sitting on, all those individual lots, that 30% jump would have sold all this off instantly for a beautiful profit. And we can see that actually, if I go back further here, you can see, let's see, I don't know how far, I mean, look at all this. This is a joke, you know. I mean, the market's just moving along and you're buying and selling, taking small amounts of money, but then when it jumps up like this, like right here, this little one here, anything below that you sold off profitably. Then when it goes, look at these lines here. Buy here, buy down here, sell up there, buy down there, sell right there, buy down there, sell right there. Profit wise, you're way up on the top, man. You're way up here. You're in outer space. But I think it did another crazy, if I remember right, a few months ago, because I just started trading L3 in another trader, and it did some crazy jump. And right there, maybe that was it. On August 29th, I mean, all the inventory that I bought along the way down in here, that coin jumped up 50%. I love it. Because I dumped all that off. The software just dumped it all, man. It took all that profit. And then the same day, it came back down. So, I mean, it was like, so it started the day here, it ended the day here.
And you made a lot of money.
829, is that 829? Yeah, 829. So it ended the day all the way down. Where at? Let's see, 829, right here. So it started the day here and it ended the day there, but we took all that profit. It was like, I always say, thanks for the free money. I
Yep.
mean, it's an insult to humanity, you know.
Hey, Ed,
Once
we
you get an
got,
auto trader, it's a life changer. You never look at the market the same again.
Ed, we got a lot of good information from you today, this evening, but we do have a ton of questions. So we really need to get into the Q&A and answer folks' concerns or questions or confusions.
Okay, let me turn my air down a little bit. It's getting a little hot in here.
Sure.
You can just whip off your jacket and show us your crypto C on your chest, right?
Hey, Edward.
Yes.
Edward, you want to take advantage of this moment here and maybe post the support emails and also the discount link?
Indeed.
Yeah.
So I mentioned the 6-star white glove service. Anybody that's had the opportunity.
Minutes in case you want to share anything.
Yep. Take a sip of smart water.
All right. What I usually what I talk about when I talk about in like MSNBC, you got those talking heads on there with their ties on and all, and they all look so intelligent. They never tell you anything that makes money. Never. They tell you, oh, the market crashed and here's why it crashed, or the market rallied and here's why it rallied. How about you tell me ahead of time any of this stuff? Where's the strategy? Do they have any strategy? So that's when sometimes I rip off my jacket and I say, you know, I don't want to look like them, you know. So I take off my sport coat there, or my suit coat, you know, because we're not like that. You know, the auto trader is fully automated. You turn it on and watch it grind out money forever, and don't get discouraged when things are going down. Down is good.
Down is good.
I mean, if you love anything, you know, if you love something at 5 cents, you got to absolutely love it at 1 cent, especially if you know you got the market trapped down there.
Yep. So
when it tries to go back up, you're just going to sell everything off at a profit. We got them trapped.
So it's a particularly those that are hearing this message for the first time. It's very hard when I call it the matrix. Part of the background that I didn't give you was I spent 32 years inside the matrix, observing firsthand how it's
There's
programmed.
Keanu Reeves there. Don't you see that?
That's it, the matrix, right? Observing all the ways that they build systems and manage those systems to keep you just over broke, right? So part of what I bring to the table is I kind of know what's already coming. I've seen it. I know it. It's all manipulation. And those of you that break out, those of you that choose the red pill versus the blue pill are gonna win, because you're what you're going through now is a metamorphosis and being exposed to information that really the matrix does not want you to hear or see, because if you do and you take action, you're no longer in control, except for you get to control. So, little diatribe. I just posted in the chat. Support at Go Baby Trade if you have any highly technical questions, or if you need a review of your trader, feel free to reach out to Mr. Barsano and his team. The second, which is support at Financial Intelligence for You, we are, Attila and I are, and to a certain extent, but we're also serving Simon. Simon says crypto and the crew, the staple crew. Attila and I are here to serve them, to serve you, in the fact that there's a lot of questions that a lot of people have. We're going to be doing this every 2 weeks, same time frame, right? I think the next one was just scheduled for the 17th, I believe. But you'll
Do
get
you have anything
messages,
that you
right?
can share? Do you
Pardon
have a screen you can share with all those links that you were just talking about?
Yeah, so they're in yes, as a matter of fact, I can. They're in the chat if you want to copy them, but let me show you. Bear with me.
Well, you showed it in the
Here's-
beginning, but it's
I did. Nope, I got it. I got it. I got it. Bear with me. I'm working with one hand and
You
half
know,
a
it's
brain.
easier for me if I
But
could
the
see
thing
the
is,
link.
Edward,
Oh, all right.
the
Now I know
problem
what
with
you're talking about.
the problem with this is I don't think people can copy and paste here from the
No.
Yeah.
They can visualize it, and then I will copy and paste it in. So that the supported Go Baby Trade, I just copied. Financial Intelligence, I just copied. And the third that I didn't get to was this. This is a direct link to the frequently asked questions. There are tons, dozens and dozens and dozens. And when Mr. Barsano shares his screen again, we'll show you. And it's a dynamic AI-driven, constantly evolving Q&A that you can type your questions into. In all likelihood, 90+% chance that someone's asked it before. And then I'll post this as well, which is the exclusive link. And then I'll post these other two, which is our community and our YouTube channel, which you will find the replays. And generally, they reach the YouTube channel before the system sends them out. Yep. So bear with me while I do that. I posted these. Let me post
take your
this
time,
link.
Edward. Just take your time and post it. I'll get into the questions in the meantime, okay?
All right, good.
All right,
Yeah.
so Ed Barsano, Susan has the first question. She typed it in first. So she says, how many total Go Baby Trader clients are there? What is the lowest annual return anyone has experienced?
Well, I don't sit and look at other people's accounts. So I really couldn't tell you what that is. We do have, if I can share again, if I
Yes.
could
Yep.
share my screen.
Good.
You know, what I do is, the thing is, everybody's doing different things. They're in different coins. And even though the trader is fully automated, a lot of people still have their ideas of how things should work. And they'll go in and change stuff. And, you know, and some will change things to the negative side. You know, for instance, someone said, you know, how come I have to keep adding money? And I'm like, well, that's because you changed the strategy. It was designed to do money management to cover you all the way down, or at least down to a 75% drop in the coin. But he changed it to a 40% drop. So it only covered him to a 40% drop in the coin, so that it used up his money within a 40% drop. And everybody knows in the last few months, the coins dropped 70%. So he ran out of money there because it put all of his money in there. So it's hard to say you really can't measure how much money is somebody going to make in a time frame, in this little time frame, because a lot of it, as Attila said, is based on the market itself. So if I was to go, let's look at the highest trade count report. I can
When you get to the report, just freeze for a minute because I want to show people how you do your own research. Folks, remember a moment ago, Edward said about DYOR, do your own research? Well, when you click on the Staple Crew link, the discount link for the $1,000 discount, these links up top, you could click on this and get an unbelievable amount of information. You could get the highest trade count report. You could see the top traders, which Ed Barsano is about to show you now. You could go to videos. There's about 15 to 18 videos talking about various topics. You could see all of the FAQ questions being answered. That's on the right to the left of login. So
yeah.
this is where even before you pull the trigger, you could do an inordinate amount of research
Yeah.
on your own. It's pretty cool.
So if I go to the top traders and I look at how they did over the last year, you can see like this one here at $3,000. And this is the important stuff. The ending account value used to be here. It's irrelevant because people throw money in when they see how good their trader's doing. They start throwing $100,000 more in there, you know, and it throws. So the ending balance isn't what's important. What's important is this guy started with $3,000 1 year ago and took 15,000 in profits. That's what's important. 477% return. That tells you how the trader is doing. This one started with 1,300 and took 3,400 in profits. That's a 255% return. And you can scroll down, you know, in all different account sizes. This one here had almost 150,000 in profits, 147, or not in profits, but his account value. And then he took 166,000 in profits, which is over 100% return. You don't get returns like this anywhere else. And it doesn't matter how much money you have in the accounts. The guy with $1 million is not getting more trades than a guy with $1,000. Okay? The guy with $1 million is making more, because if he makes 100%, he's made $1 million. If a guy with 1,000 makes 100%, he's made $1,000. Okay, but you got to look at it, keep it in perspective, because if you deposit money anywhere, it's going to be based on how much you deposit. So you can't think that a guy with 1,000 should make 100,000 or $1 million. You know, you're asking for too much. Some of the websites out there, this is where the scams are, and I hear about it a lot because people call me, text me, and they tell me about it, about, oh, this other website said they'll give me 100% per month guaranteed. That's baloney. Now that's a scam. Nobody can give you 100% in a month guaranteed, because that's going to be up to the market. You might get 100% here, because if the market happens to jump up, because the auto trader prepped you. That's where I say a well-seasoned auto trader has a lot of inventory, because if the market takes off, you're going to make a fortune, because you're sitting in all those positions and you got the market trapped at the bottom. And you can click on view details and you can actually see what they're sitting in as far as what coins they're sitting in.
Yeah.
Now he must sold out, it looks like. He cashed out his 160s. There's reasons for that. He might have moved it somewhere else. But if you click on the next guy, he's only trading Bitcoin on 1% moves, 1% profit goals. Okay. So you can do that, and clean up. Bitcoin's been in a range from 120 to 100 to like 110 really, and even 106. It's in this tight range, and it's just going up and down within that range. And a lot of people don't want to sell it, so they're saying just add to winners and add to losers. But you've already done that. You've already added to the winner when it went higher, and you already added to the loser when it went lower. So you're already in the position. So it's moving around inside that window, and you're not making anything because it's not buying and it's not selling. Because they unchecked, if I go to the strategy, It's like they have this, like they'll put Bitcoin here and give it some money, 10%. And they'll uncheck the allow sell. See, this says add as price declines. That means when it's going lower, buy more. And Simon, I saw your videos. You explain this stuff in detail. Add as price goes higher, add it to advancers, and it can add in the middle of those, between the high and the low. It'll add to gaps. Fill in those gaps. That's the cool thing. That's what makes this software so cool, because once it fills in the gaps, there's no man's land in there. That means the coin can't move without giving you money. If you leave the gap and you got a big gap between the high and the low, the coin price could go in the middle of that and just keep going up and down. You're not making any money until it goes up
Right.
here.
And you're referencing percentage, right? The percentage gain, right? That 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, but a lot of people will uncheck the allow sell on Bitcoin, and they just want to accumulate. Another one is XRP. That's another one I see people doing this with. They'll uncheck. They'll say, I want to add, but I don't want to sell. I just want to accumulate. And again, the price is going up and down, and you're adding at first, but as long as the coin stays inside that, once you've already bought it at various prices, it's not going to buy it again at the same price. It wants to reserve that money for when things go lower. And this is where Suzanne, was it?
Susan, yeah.
Asked that question about how much this and how much that. People do things that violate the auto trader. They'll say, well, my auto trader the market's been going down these last few weeks, and it's not really, it's not going up, it's not wiggling enough, it's not taking enough profits in their mind. If they do the math, they might be on pace to do 80% this year in profits, but they're not doing the math, and they're thinking, well, they see $14 here, $12 there, $5 there, and they don't realize when you add it up, that's 80% return. They're just thinking, well, I'm not really making enough money. The coin's not really going up enough. So then they'll want to do things like they'll say, uncheck the allow buy on these coins, and stop trading those, and let me put in more coins down here. I don't like that, because you've already tied up money on these coins.
Yeah.
So you don't really want to, like Attila said, quit changing stuff and quit changing your coins. Really,
Yeah, let me
there's
say,
no reason to
let
it.
me say, we got like 25 more questions, and Susan's got a follow-up. But real quick,
That's right. I got 2 bottles of water.
yeah, that's a 2-hour show. I mean, 2-bottle show. I've been at this with Ed now. I've known him 13 years, and I've seen a lot of people make a lot of boo-boos by messing with the settings, number one, and number two, by trying to replace coins after 3, 4, 5, 6 months and change them out. Do yourself a favor. Pick the coins you like in the beginning, stick with them, and stay away from that settings page.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
unless,
if the market's going down, the market's going down. This
Yeah.
is a buy time. This isn't a sell time. This isn't a time to throw in the towel. This is a time to say, hey, man, you dropped that coin down that much. I want to buy more at that price.
I'm just speaking from experience, Okay, so her follow-up question, and I could answer part of this, and then Ed, you put in your 2 cents, but how does the trader handle coins or tokens that go to zero, those that will go down and never go back up? Let me just speak to that for a minute. I know that the exchanges, Kraken and Coinbase, their reputation is on the line. So they are becoming stricter and stricter and stricter, and they have higher standards now before they list a coin. Because if they have to delist a coin, it doesn't mean that company or that coin went out of business. It's just something happened that caused that delisting. But they don't want to go there. Now, has it happened? Yes, it's happened very seldom, but it has happened. So Ed, how would the trader handle that? Now,
Well,
one thing that you said to me early on, which made a ton of sense to me, is, Susan, what if a coin goes out of business, but the trader's been trading it already for 2 years, and you've got
then you've already taken a bucket of money.
Yeah, you've taken a boatload of money, a heck of a lot more than are in positions currently. You're way ahead of the game. What about that scenario? That's a possible scenario. So Ed, I'll leave the rest up to you.
All right. There's some coins they'll merge with another company and they'll
True.
change the symbol.
Right.
And then they'll actually give instructions for how to do that conversion.
Like FET.
Yeah.
Fetch.ai
That
merged
and
with 3 other.
PRQ was another one.
Right.
They're very few and far between. I haven't had any of my coins disappear. And they're just trade forever.
Hey Ed, a good comment by Marco. He says, "Hey Ed, you need to be a tough dad and stop giving people the options to change these settings."
No, I don't want to do that. I feel like I don't want to do it because I feel like it's easy to make changes, but I know the software intimately. I know that if I'm making any change, I know how it affects the trader. And I don't think some people will make changes. There's only one screen of settings here. And sometimes I'll see people just changing numbers. Let's change that one to 5. Let's change this one, to something like
Don't do
something
it.
crazy like 10. And they just start changing numbers all the way down to the bottom. And I'm like, why are you making all these random changes? It's like you just bought a new car and the first thing you did is you pop that hood and you got the screwdriver and you're going to turn the screws on the carburetor. It's like, why would you do that? There's nothing wrong with the carburetor. Why are you doing it? I don't know if young people know what a carburetor is nowadays. Maybe I don't. Do they still have carburetors? I don't know.
They do only on the good cars.
Oh, there you go.
So,
I
Mr.
like that.
Barsano,
Well,
Fuel
the good
injection, right? It's all fuel injection. So I don't know if there's carburetors,
Hey,
but I
Ed,
remember
so
there used to be.
Mr. Barsano, do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God.
No,
All right. So I'm going to assume that was a
of
yes.
course.
Well, he was lying if his answer is
So
yes.
so
No,
is it?
I never lie. I could
Is it-
stand, like I said, I could live
Sorry.
I could stand in front of any
Go ahead.
audience. Any question that's asked, I've already heard 100 times.
So is it fair to say, if I made the statement that you have optimized over the last 25 years, you have optimized the system to where it benefits over the long term, benefits the user of the trader the most with the default settings? Is that a true
Yes.
statement, sir?
Yes.
You are under oath.
Of course,
yeah,
yes.
that's well said, well asked, well answered.
No, you shouldn't really have to change anything, really seriously. The settings are already set and
Hey Ed,
there's, if you're
speaking of
going to
this,
change something, how about sending us email and say, hey, I'm thinking of changing this setting.
yeah,
And
that's a
then I'm
great
going to
idea.
ask you why. I'm going to say, and I've done it before. I remember, walking down the street and I get a phone call and I talk to a client and he says, I want to change, my, I want to add on, I'm going to change the setting to add on, instead of 3% drops, I want to add on 1%. I say, why do you want to do that? He says, well, I want to make more money. Isn't 100% a year enough? Well, yeah, if I was getting 100%, well, all right, then why are you changing anything? See, because they're changing it in the hopes that somehow that's going to change the market. The market doesn't care what you think. The market is a random beast. It's random. You don't know what it's going to do day by day. Tomorrow, the whole market. I watched Shiba Inu go up 66% one day, and the very next day I watched it go up another 100% last year. It did. I think that was around January or February. So, I mean, I watched these coins just, you saw ACH in 5 days. It went from 2.2 cents to 5.6 cents. You never know when that's going to happen. And it could happen right after the coin's been dropping. And it's trying to get everybody out. And then all of a sudden it pops way up and you're already out. And that's happened to a lot of people. I imagine you could imagine that happening. You're selling out of everything and then the coin dropped. I mean, I bought my first townhouse was right across the street from Microsoft. I bought it for 40,000. 3 months later, it went to 80,000, and then I sold it and bought a house. But the person I bought it from at 40,000, they were in that house for 5 years. That condo, that townhouse, they were in it for 5 years, and it never moved in price. I feel bad for them because they bought it for like 40,000, and they sold it 5 years later for 40,000, and 3 months later it jumped to 80.
Hey, Ed,
You know, it happens. You know, so that's why I say never sell at a loss.
Ed, we got literally over 23 more questions, so we got to move on. Let me
Oh, but
grab
we
the
got
next.
another hour.
Let me grab the next one, and then Edward, you could get Cody's question. So Daryl is asking, on Coinbase, any benefit to using USDC versus USD? Yes. This is my consensus, and I'm sure Simon will agree with me. There are inherent benefits to staying in crypto. Once you're in crypto, try to stay in crypto. Why should you go back to fiat money? So I
Yeah.
suggest, USDC is the better choice in our humble opinion. Now, Kraken, you don't have a choice. Kraken is only USD. They don't have the option of USDC. Plus, in Coinbase, a little over 4% is paid on USDC. Okay. And the other question Daryl says, by the way, Daryl says, thank you, gentlemen. My wife, Debbie, and I love it so far. Just need to build more capital. You will. But Daryl, Coinbase One offers you the following. The trader automatically trades on Coinbase Advanced, where they have much lower fees to begin with. And never sweat the fees, guys. Never sweat the fees in the crypto space. This is
What
a
was
space
Simon going to say?
this has the ability to make us uber wealthy. You don't want to sweat the fees, okay? But when you have Coinbase One, you get a quarter percentage point rebate on those Coinbase Advanced fees. So there are benefits to that. And if you use Coinbase to buy and sell other coins, you'll save a lot of money on that too. So great question, Daryl, and thank you for owning the trader.
I have a second question as part of the interruption in
Yeah.
regards to the USD USDC.
Yep.
This is for Ed. So on Coinbase specifically, I've used other traders in the past where if you had USDC there, they would automatically stake it so you could earn rewards, right? Your 4%. And because you did that, it was inaccessible, unusable to the trader on a trade. Is that the case here as well? No? Okay, perfect. Because
No.
I know I have some other individuals on the channel that would ask that. I said, hey, look, I'm only going from my past experiences. I know we're going to have a Q&A. So the theory then, okay, would be if you did USDC, while your money's sitting there waiting for a trade to happen, right? Lot number
You got all that
25 could,
inventory, all that
right?
cash.
Right, all that cash while it's waiting for it to get some more inventory, right? That USDC could be earning you 4%, but if we had a price drop of 75%, it would be able to use that USDC that was earning that 4% over at Coinbase, correct? Okay.
Well, if it depends how fast things move, but yeah, it
Right.
doesn't
I mean, just in
all go
theory. In
right
theory,
away.
I'm being super extreme here, right? Because on the trader that I used previously, that was an issue to where Coinbase didn't let us know that it was staking. We put stablecoin
If
in
you're
there, and then,
staking,
yeah,
anything
right.
staked, the auto trader can't see.
right.
You would have to go out of your way to stake something, I believe. I don't think they automatically stake.
Would they would do it when it was automatically, but now there is a difference. Like there's earning and there's staking, right? There's two different things that the Coinbase within that platform have differentiated. So on the 4% earnings, that is available to be used by the trader. It sounds like, so that's good.
Everybody.
If we stake, no go, right? The trader cannot access those funds.
Correct. It makes them invisible.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Now,
Right.
now invisible. Let's touch on that too, since I got the microphone for a minute. If it is staking, can the trader still see it as account value? No.
No.
Perfect. This is great. That's great news from a guy that deep dives that stuff. Awesome. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that info.
Cool.
Sure.
Also on
Right.
the fees, somebody mentioned the fees, you
Yeah,
guys.
I was just gonna go there.
Were you gonna go there? I thought I would bring this up. If
Okay.
you
Yeah.
click on the plus next to any of these
Yep.
symbols,
Mm-hmm.
it actually expands the window.
Yep.
And
Do that a lot.
it tells you the actual price that it knows it's going to buy more at. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
saying if the price goes to 0.009744, it wants to buy more, but the current price is 0.11. Well, no, the current price is up here, 10910, 1 cent, 10937. It's got to drop 3% to buy that. See, it's got to go from where it's at right now down to this
Mm-hmm.
price here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on the downside. And if it's adding to advancers, then it's saying it's got to go up to a nickel. Because that means
Right.
I've already got coins at higher prices. So it's got to go all the way up to a nickel before it'll add to an advancer.
Mm-hmm.
And
Love that.
also what it does is another thing that's important is we're adding on 3% drops, right? We know that. But you notice we're already down 4.9% on this one lot. So why isn't it buying more? Because the software is adding the fee that the broker is going to charge
That's
to the
right.
trade.
Right.
So
That's
it's
right.
saying it's actually gonna it's so that's why I don't worry about fees at all, because the software is gonna add the fee to the profit goal. See this right now, this when you sell the coin, it's actually telling us ahead of time. Also on the I'm trying to go up there again. It's actually got a target profit goal. It's actually telling you ahead of time where it's going to sell it. You bought this entry price, it shows entry up here. It bought it at 11485, and if it goes to 11916, it keeps popping off. Right here, the target profit goal. It's got to go to 11916, so that's up. Once it goes up to 11916, it'll sell it profitably. So this is not a black box. The software already knows it won the minute it bought the coin. It
Mm-hmm.
already knows what it's going to add to, whether it's going down or higher. It already knows where it's going to sell it when what you just bought. It already knows where the profit is, and it's just sitting back waiting for the market to go there.
Hey,
Nothing
Ed,
else to do
you mind if
because you have
I
no control.
you
Pardon
mind
me?
if I jump in and sound semi-smart?
Jump in, please.
All right.
Need another
You're-
drink anyway.
When it says
This
target
is
profit,
vodka, you know.
when it says target profit goal, that is where it thinks it's going to sell. But that actually is a trigger point to call the AI to go, hey, what do you think?
Right. Right. These are all target prices, only the AI is a critical thing that's just running, like I said, like two-factor authentication. It's just running out there on 4 different servers of its own. See,
Yep.
it's too big to run inside the auto trader. And it's throwing out numbers every second. It's literally throwing out numbers on every coin saying, is it, if you were going to buy it right now, do I think it's going to go higher or do I think it's going to go lower? And the AI is constantly throwing those numbers out.
Yep. And even though you don't call AI the star of the dish, it's not the star of the trader and money management itself, but it's still its own star of its own dish because you didn't explain, but I'll mention it because I'll sound semi-smart again because you've talked about it before. It is handled, all the AI is handled in a different system that's constantly analyzing all 27 indicators by itself, outside the trader, waiting to communicate that information to the trader to capture the lowest buy and the highest sell.
Right. And this is level 2 screen here. I just want to show you this. I'm going to throw it out there. This is where the market's manipulation. And see, we call it manipulation sometime, but really it's professional traders sitting in trading houses that have an advantage over the guy that's not looking. Simple as that. Some other people have better advantages. I sat in a day trading house one time, and back in 2000, all the way back in 2001, and really I was just getting their data because I needed data and I didn't have a high-speed internet at my house, so I needed to steal their data. I hate to put it that way, but that is reality. So I plugged in my laptop, and I was getting the data feed, so I could play it back later while I'm programming. And while I was in there, I bought some Microsoft. And I'm a very vocal person. I just said out loud to a whole room full of traders, I said, how do I know when to sell this Microsoft I just bought? I just threw it out there to see what they would say. And one guy walked up to me and he said, it's easy. You see that guy's price right there? Sell it right under him. I said, no way. That's your limit orders, folks. When you throw limit orders in public view at the exchange or at the stockbroker, at the broker, if you're doing stocks, that's this level 2 screen that we're looking at here that I just brought up. And let me show you the manipulation. You see this fake number here, that 349.4 down here? That's your best ask price. That's your lowest. This is this right here, 17001000. That's the best ask price, which means the lowest ask price. And down on the other side, you have, let me move that out of my way. You have your best bid price, which is your highest bid price. Okay? So if you're buying on the ask, and if you're selling on the bid down below. And you notice how low those numbers are. The volume is so low. Like if I actually wanted to sell, I'm thinking, well, I'm going to sell 10, say 50,000 shares of this coin, Dogecoin. Well, I'm not going to get that price because that's only 792 shares. I'm not going to get this one here. That's only 14,000 shares. I'm not going to get that 30,000. I'm actually going to get, because there's not enough volume here, and the price I'm going to get is going to be all the way down here. Okay? And then the same thing on the ask, if I'm actually buying, I'm not going to buy it at this price here because there's not enough shares. If I wanted 50,000 shares, if you add these up, there's 349, 3,000, 9,400, 2,200, another 20,000. Then what do we got here? That's 30. You still got to go up more. You're going to end up paying all the way up here. So so the software actually adds these numbers up. We do something, nobody does this stuff. I don't think there's another trader out there, automated bot, that does this, that even looks at this stuff. But I saw what the market is doing. I saw the manipulation over the years, how they're cheating the public. And that's why a lot of times someone will ask me, I'll hear someone will say, well, the price was right here. And I'm like, yeah, but you're only looking at one price on a level 2 screen. That's not real. That number's not real. You're not really going to get, you think you're going to get that price. Well, you're not. If you were buying, you're not going to sell it at that. We gotta
move on, buddy. We gotta move on.
All right. I'm just saying there's a lot of manipulation going on that the software is dealing with for you that you don't even know is happening.
Just let him finish. He's loving on his baby. So, all right, Cody.
I love this. I love this system because it's only keeps getting. One thing nice about programming, let me say something about programming. Unlike you sitting down, where's my pad, with a bunch of trading rules. Did any of you actually write down rules to say when I'm going to execute, if I'm going to trade, if I'm going to buy or sell, I've got all these rules I want to follow. I want to make sure all these rules are working. Simon, you know what I'm talking about. You have all these rules.
Yep. All the rules, like, okay, if I buy a coin at this price, I'm going to sell at this price. Even if my house burns down, rule number 1, what if the house burns down? We're still going to sell that price. Okay, what if the car breaks down and then you need money and that's the only asset you have? We're still going to sell that price. I'm not going to follow those rules. If my house is on fire, I'm going to need some money. I'm going to sell, right?
But that's the thing. People violate the rules. And sometimes and it's not as extreme as science. Simon
I know. I'm just trying to drive a nail in the coffin.
But usually, there's so many rules that you can't follow them manually. You go crazy, man. You're sitting in front of screens all day. I mean, these trades are occurring at what time are these trades occurring here? You know, this is, well,
Oh,
I
in the
think
wee,
I'm out of bed by 121,
yeah,
11:19.
in
Here's
the
here's
wee
12:30 in
hours
the
of the morning,
morning.
right?
12:30
Just
in the
before the
morning.
bar closes, just before the
Yeah,
bar
right.
closes,
You know,
you know,
here's
yeah,
4:59 in the morning. You know, you're not trading, you're not up and doing this. But a lot of times you're violating rules. But when you're talking about software, it never violates a rule. It won't give in for a penny, man. This is
that's
where
right.
I get excited because I know I got the market trapped. And even for a penny, the software won't give in and it will follow every one of those rules to the fraction of a cent. It's like,
Because it has no emotion.
baby, you got to pay me, pay me. There's no more free ride for the wealthy. This
Yep.
poor trader is evil.
The system removes all emotion.
It
Look at
really
this.
takes,
Attila probably had to go to the bathroom. We've been on here so long.
Well, that's it. Yeah, yours is a 2 bottle, oh, 2 water bottle. His is a 2p roll. Sorry, I said that out loud, and unfortunately, it's recorded. All right, Cody, here. This will make your head spin. There, Ed. What specific type of machine learning model does the system use? Is it a neural network, decision tree, random forest? Never heard of that. Reinforced learning agent, or something else?
Well, you know, the neural networks, it's obviously a neural network. That's what AI is. Word systems, Google word systems for that matter. You know, I was using word systems a lot of years ago. I don't know if they're even still in business, but you train, each robotic trader is feeding data every minute. I've got all 27 indicators, stochastics, MACD, relative strength index, all that.
right?
I put it in the AI. I figured let the AI deal with pattern recognition on
Perfect.
those. I'm not going to sit
Perfect.
here and babysit. I'm not going to
Right.
sit in front of 6 charts waiting for everything to be pointing up. Let the AI handle that. It does it brilliantly. And so each robotic trader, thousands of robotic traders, somebody asked me how many traders there are. There are thousands. I mean, I've been doing this for 25 years and, you know, 4 years for the crypto market. And I've got thousands of crypto traders. But each trader, literally each executable, each user, each client has its own executable running, and it's writing data to files, not the database. It's writing physical files to a physical file for each symbol, all the indicators. It's looking at the ecosystem. What is the market look like in this instant in time? It's just writing that data. So it's getting thousands, tens of thousands of data written to files every single day. Okay. Then periodically, I'll push a button and say, build the neural network, train on that data. Okay. Train more, add. So now look at all that data plus all the data it had for 25 years, train on all that. And so it can tell me with phenomenal accuracy, it could say, I've seen this pattern 50,000 times. And when that pattern looks like this, the market is going to go, the coin price is going to go higher in the next 20 to 30 minutes. It can't tell me what a coin is going to do tomorrow. There's no indicator in the world that'll tell you that. If you had that indicator, an indicator that actually told you what a coin was going to do tomorrow, you'd be the richest person on the planet. So if you have that one, let me know. We'll be richer than Warren Buffett, Bill Gates,
Right.
and Elon Musk all combined. We'll be the richest person on this planet if we knew what a coin was going to do tomorrow. But we're pretty accurate in what it's going to do in the next 20 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes.
So, all right,
That's basically what it is.
Cody's got a follow-up question. Cody, you're making my brain hurt. Another question. What features does the trader use to make trading decisions? Price action, volume, order book depth, sentiment analysis, on-chain metrics.
Price, and price. Just like that dumb commercial. It looks at price. That's it.
Yep.
You saw it
Buy
right here.
low, sell high.
Yeah. And not
Or
even
just
buy
buy-
low, sell high.
Yeah, not
Just
even buy
and
low.
sell
I
higher.
bought now. I need to wait for a higher price. That's it.
Done.
So,
Yeah.
When you
Jason, you're
take
welcome.
away
Yeah.
when you take away all the other stuff, price, action, volume, all that kind of stuff, it's like, forget it. You know, if I want to buy a loaf of bread, I go to the store and I buy the bread. What did they sell it at? They're not looking at all that stuff you just described. They just said, they bought the bread at one price, they're going to sell it at a higher price. They're not worried about anything else. It's turn inventory. Just keep taking money. It's like throwing marbles in a jar. That profit will add up. It will add up forever. And there's nothing anybody can do to stop us. It
So-
almost sounds illegal, but if you had a jar and throw marble in it every day, now in the first few days, even 14 days, it doesn't look like a lot of marbles. Just keep throwing that marble in that jar. And before long, it's going to be spilling out the top. And that's reality. You're just going to keep taking profits till you die.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Two
But
comments and then
Do
the
this
next question.
manually. It doesn't work if you try to do it. I tried to do it manually years ago. There's no way you'd go bananas trying to sit there and do that, because all these numbers here, by the way, they change. You know, that's the price right at this instant in time, but AI gets involved and it starts changing the numbers on you. Like you see right here, it says added to declining position, and it has the letter AI after it. That tells me AI got involved in that trade, and it said, hold on, don't buy more yet right now. It's going to go lower. The one right above it, it didn't do that. And, you know, and if I want, and if I can just going to scroll through. Yeah, right. There was one right there. You know, same thing with the profit goal. It can say profit goal reached, and it'll take the profit, or AI can say, hold on, don't take that profit. The price is going to go higher. And the AI is phenomenally accurate.
Cool. Two comments and then the next question. Marco says, I'm making an espresso. You're not losing me. So thanks for hanging in there. So Jason says, thank you for all the time and information. That's where we started. That was the message that I came out of the gate with. We're here to not necessarily to educate you, but expose you to information that you've likely never seen before or heard of. So much appreciated. So Michael says, Ed, to your point, how does the timing of beginning trading affect your returns? For example, if I begin when the market is entering a bear market, won't the monthly return amount continue to be less as the value of my three assets decline in price? Would it be better to begin once the asset finds a bottom? Okay.
No, you don't know what a bottom is. There's no such thing.
That's going to say.
You're trying to predict stuff. You are trying in your mind. This is what I'm saying. When people buy a coin, in their mind, they're thinking, all right, now's the right time. Somehow they looked at a whole bunch of things and they said, this coin's going to go higher. It's like, we don't play that game. We just say, it doesn't even matter, you know, based on money management, just get in and don't worry about it.
Yeah,
And
let me rephrase the question. When's a good time to get into the market using this trader? There's
right.
one word. Now.
You are already behind the eight ball here.
Right.
You are already late. I'm going to tell you that. I'm not a salesman, but I sound like one. And I hate to say it, but you see those 22 lots that I own right there? If I click on the plus, let's just look at them. There's one. That's one lot. If I scroll down further, there's another one that it bought before that one. Now, it might have had multiple buys and sells between these, but this is where it's at right now. I'm sitting on those two. If I keep scrolling down, there's 22 of them. See all those? All those are ACH. And if you hover over the ACH, it shows you the date. That one was bought on July 21st. I'm not even worried about any of this stuff. And you can see I have 22 lots there. Each time it buys, I call it one lot. 20 lots there.
Whoa, look at the 34.
Yeah, I love it. I got another one that's got 41 lots. I'm like, thank you.
How'd you get the 34? How'd you get the 34? I'm sorry. I'm cutting in. I'm going off the rails.
if you're adding on 3% drops,
Yep.
and then, yeah, why is there 34 and not 3
25.
times 34 would put you at over 100, right?
Right.
So it's just the way the numbers work out. It's just you're adding, you're selling, but we're adding to winners also. So sometimes you're adding to a winner. If you were just adding on the decliners,
Oh,
it would
okay.
be you could not get to 34 because that would be a 100%
Oh,
drop. But we're also adding
okay.
to winners
Uh-huh.
and taking advantage of those when they go higher, and then you're adding more
Mhm.
than 3% drops.
Okay.
So you're adding much higher, and so that's
Okay.
how. But
All right.
you can't own enough inventory, in my opinion. And the example I use there is like I said about Donald Trump. I've been watching the whales. There's actually a website out there that used to show us how much money. Like I watched $100 million get plowed into Shiba Inu in one day, in $10 million tranches by some wealthy guy. $10 million tranches in one day. $100 million went into SHIB at a much higher price. That's what excites me about all this. The whales, the wealthy, have been plowing money into the crypto market and in these coins at much higher prices, all the way down. So they got in up here, and the price is now all the way down here. They're doing what we're doing. The difference is we're selling it as it wiggles around. They're not doing that. They're just sitting on it because they don't have an auto trader. So that's how Trump is sitting on $7 billion worth of crypto. He didn't just buy it at the bottom. He's been buying it all along, all the way down, because he knows there's nothing wrong with the crypto market. There's nothing but good news every day. And they'll use news like, all right, the market is shut down, or what, the economy, what's going on right now? The government is shut down, right? And they're just they look for any reason to drive these prices lower. I mean, this is gold here. A 10% drop in one day. Thank you. I'll buy it 10% lower. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the free money. Because I know it's just going to sell. Otherwise, there's no crypto market. Otherwise, none of you should even sign up if you really believe there is no crypto market and everything's going to zero right now. Then that means all these coins are just going to go out of business tomorrow. If you really believe that, then you probably shouldn't even do it. You shouldn't even be in the crypto market.
All right,
But
Ed,
we know that's not true. We know these are multi-million-dollar companies. These are, I mean, literally, I mean, it's just crazy. I wish I was as big as they are.
hey, Ed, Nancy had a question. She says, I edited my strategy to 3% profit goal. My trader was defaulted at 5%. Did you change that recently?
Yeah, the new sign-up should be, what happens is, over the years,
Mhm.
Almost.
everybody wants, or I should say, most people want to do what I'm doing in my strategy.
Right.
So for years, we were trading at 2% moves. Remember, from October of 21, when the crypto winter started, the market started crashing down 90%.
Well, when
And
I bought the trader 18, 19 months ago, it was at 2%.
right, the profit goal was 2%. The coins weren't moving very much.
Right.
And then in October last year, a few days before the election, I noticed the market was really, I noticed these numbers, that today's move was really picking up.
Mhm.
And I said, you know what? I'm changing my strategy to 3% profit goal, from 2% to 3%.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
know a lot of people want to do what I'm doing, so I sent email to everyone and I said, hey, by the way, I'm changing my profit goal from 2% to 3%. Okay. Now recently, I'm looking at numbers like this every day. I'm like, this is crazy, man. I'm raising my profit goal from 3% to 5% because we're getting crazy moves. And there's another reason. I feel like they push these coins down so low I'm not giving away my shares at no 3%. I'm punishing the market for that. You want to go down there now, and I got you trapped sitting at the bottom? I got them literally trapped down there. I'm not giving away my money. I'm not giving away my coins for no 3%. I want 5% at least. So I raised it to 5%. When I do those, when I change them, then the default trader, when you first sign up, I changed that also to be the default. So the default in here would be 5%.
Okay.
So that's
Well,
what it is.
Good answer. Okay, Ed.